is good, good people? You are now listening to another episode of At the Plate with Danny Foxworth. I am your humble narrator, Danny Foxworth, and once again, we're joined by an extremely special guest. You know him, you love him. Multiple time guest appearance slash friend of the podcast. And basically, the reason why I have him on here is the reason why I had him on last year, because his beloved Dodgers won the World Series and they are back-to-back champions. The one, the only, Brandon Silvers is in the building. Brandon, what's going on, man?
Man, I cannot complain. I'm stunned to be here, but I'm happy to be here.
Right on. So, man, we've got a lot to cover. So basically, we're just going to do a game-by-game synopsis of the World Series. So, first game didn't go the Dodgers' way. They ended up losing this game 11-4. And this one here, man, I tell you, Toronto put the beats on the Dodgers, man. So what were your takeaways from the first game?
So I was highly irritated at Blake Snell because I was like, man, we paid you all this money and you came out here looking like this. And then, of course, the bullpen also let us down. And that was the major concern heading into the postseason for me was what is the bullpen going to do? And so for them to come out game one and look like that, and for Toronto to look how they were looking, I was like, you try not to get like overreact to one game in baseball because it's such a random sport at times. But
Yeah.
I was sweating a little bit. I'm gonna be honest, I did not even make it to the end of this game. Once it got to 11-2, I was like, let me go ahead and just protect my peace and we will move on.
Smart move. Smart move. I mean,
I
they
mean, that
just
was bad.
it was bad. And looking at the Blue Jays, yeah, they just they were tearing the cover off the ball, man. And I think Trey Savage, he started game one, and he only made it 4 innings, but I tell you what, he more than made up for it in his next start in the World Series, which we'll get to. But yeah,
Yes.
11-4. That was a that
That
was
the sixth inning about ended me. Like that was so
yes,
bad.
it was. Yes, indeed. I mean, going on to game two. Game two, the Dodgers got their comeuppance and they righted the ship and they ended up winning that one 5-1. So talk about that one. What was game two?
So again, the bullpen was the concern, but you don't have to worry about the bullpen if Yamamoto just throws a complete game.
Yes.
So we'll just take them out of the equation. That dude is incredible. We will obviously talk about him more later.
Yeah.
But just having him on the mound, I felt like, okay, yesterday was yesterday. It is what it is. Yoshi not gonna let us down. And then the offense got rolling a little bit too. So that was good. Especially, Gosman, he's a pretty good pitcher. So to touch him up a little bit and their bullpen too, which wasn't the best. And it was just perfect scenario. You split 2 games in Toronto. What more could you ask for? You basically get home field advantage the rest of the way in theory.
Yes. And
At least that's what I was thinking.
yeah. Will Smith had a good game. He showed out. Our dog Max Muncy, Mr. Get It
Ah,
Out the
yes.
fucking ocean. He
Yes.
had a bomb. So yeah, Muncy and Will Smith, man, they had themselves some days. So they
Amen.
yeah, they split the series and then game three.
Oh my goodness.
Game three.
So this should have counted as 2 games
Yes.
because it was literally 2 games. So as I talked about on since we last spoke, I have a 3-month-old at home now, which means sometimes I just fall asleep. I just fall asleep now and I don't really know what's going on. I fall asleep. So I was watching this game and around the fourth inning, I think they had just taken the lead. And I just don't remember anything after that except for Aaron cheering for a Shohei homer that was in the seventh, I believe. And
Yep.
Then around the heading into the ninth, I woke back up and I was like, oh, you need to lock in. This whole drowsiness thing that you're doing, enough is enough. And it went into extras and nothing was really happening except everyone was terrified because at a certain point, if I'm worried about our bullpen, I know they don't have a particularly great bullpen either. Someone has got to blink first.
Yeah.
And it was just wild performance after wild performance. Will Klein, what a dog. We didn't have anybody. We had Yamamoto going to warm up again. And probably my favorite shot from that game is Roki Sasaki realizing that he was going to go warm up because we were just down to that. We'd already used Blake Trinan, thank God, because he's always terrible.
Yeah.
But we throw Will Klein out there, who has never thrown more than 2 innings or 36 pitches in an outing, and he doubles that. And he's like smiling on the mound and having the time of his life. It's the World Series, just not nervous at all. And of course, I mentioned waking up for the second Shohei homer. This is 4 for 4, 2 homers, 2 doubles too, I believe. And then they just kept walking him. I think he was on base 9 times. So incredible performance by him as well. And of course, to cap it all off, you get another Freddie Freeman walk-off in the World Series. That game was ridiculous.
Death, taxes, and Freddie Freeman hitting the walk-off when it matters most.
This dude.
And for this game to go 18 innings, like this game literally ended at like almost 2 a.m. The game was 6 hours and 39 minutes. I mean, even my mom hit me up the next day. She was like, you know what? Because she's not really into sports like that, but she was like, I heard them talk about it on Good Morning America. She was like, if they went 18 innings, she said that should count for 2 wins. I'm like, you know what? You might be on to something.
I agree.
In a perfect world, it would. But
yes,
yeah, Dodgers took the 2-1 advantage after that game. And then game 4, Blue Jays tied it back up. They won 6-2. So man.
that was another one where, you think, okay, we've taken control of the series because it felt like when you win a game like that after 18 innings, you're feeling good about yourself. But then on the other side, you would think the other team would be feeling heartbroken after giving that one up. But credit to the Blue Jays, super resilient team. Shohei's on the mound, like an okay outing, I suppose, like not the worst. But again, our offense just had nothing for Shane Beamer, I believe. And their offense, particularly a guy I love, but I'm glad to not see for a while again, Vlad Guerrero Jr.
Oh, my God. He had a hot bat in game 5, bro.
Oh, my God. I was just like, why?
Well, game 4,
How can we not get him out?
Yeah.
What's going on? Why are we still pitching to him? I was just coming up with all kind of different ways to cope and figure out a way around it. And no one could, clearly. I wasn't going to figure it out. But that dude.
Him and Bichette had a hot bat in that game.
Yes. So that was tough. But then, you're still thinking, okay, 2-2 in a good spot, another game at home. And you're good to go. Let's go ahead and get this 3-2 lead.
And then game 5, which this is another game that my mom pointed out after seeing on Good Morning America. Blue Jays take a 3-2 lead with a 6-1 win. And the aforementioned Trey Savage had the game of his life. 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, and 12 strikeouts. Just to put it in park for a second, this man literally started his professional career this year in low single A ball and was a starting pitcher in the World Series. I had never in my life seen a trajectory that fast. I mean, he was the first round pick out of East Carolina in 2024, and I didn't really know much about him. And then just to see him just stand and deliver like that, especially at age 22, that is unheard of. And then my mom, again, the morning after the game, she was like, I was watching Good Morning America, and who is this kid that pitches for the Blue Jays? She was like, and they said he pitched in the minors and now he's throwing in the World Series. She's like, what? I'm like, yeah. Like when my mom is invested in stuff like this, that means you are really just doing your job. And especially in a moment that big, I'd wet my pants if I took the mound.
Yes, you and me both. Especially again, that was in Dodger Stadium, and honestly, the previous outing, he was okay, but he didn't look quite like this. And then he came out,
Yeah.
and he was just dealing. He was lights out. We couldn't do anything with him. I immediately went and got my Rocket, my 3 month old, and started trying to show him how to throw a split finger, a splitter, because that thing was unhittable. They looked goofy. I was like, man, it looked like me at Frankie's at the batting cages.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man. And another one too with Blake Snell, where he had the opposite problem. I was texting with Brett, who's been on the show as well, talking about the Dodgers. And the previous outing, he kind of got in trouble nibbling too much. So the Blue Jays, their approach at the plate the whole series was incredible. Like offensively, they were just incredible. So they knew he was going to have to come out and be aggressive. And they jumped on him immediately. First two hitters homer. And I'm like, what is going on? Someone please stop.
Yeah. And speaking of Blake Snell, I could not put my finger on who he looked like. And then I started noticing, I'm like, you know what? When the camera's not up close to him, from a distance, when he's on the mound, he kind of looks like Tom Green. It's like it's the chin and it's the bags under his eyes. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
holy
He looks like he got
smokes.
several newborns at home. Yeah, he's not
Yeah.
getting any sleep.
Like every time he walks out to the mound, I'm just singing, "This is the Tom Green show. It's not the Green Tom show." And
No, that
then
is a great comp. Oh my gosh.
and
No,
then
you were on it.
yeah, and then when I made the post about it, so, and there's another chick that I follow, and she's a diehard Dodgers fan. She was like, I cannot match the face, like it was just driving me nuts who he resembled, and she was like, that's exactly who he looks like. I'm like, you see it too, so yeah.
He was pitching like him too. I was like, man,
Oh
he
my
thinks he's
God.
still playing for the Padres.
Yeah,
Oh boy, me and him were about to have to square up.
yeah. And then the following game, the Dodgers tie
Okay.
it up.
So this
Game
game,
six, they went 3-1. Yamamoto again.
again, thank God for him. And this was terrifying. This whole game was terrifying. It took years off my life because Yamamoto only pitched 6 innings, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And again, then it's bullpen time.
Yep.
Robleski, he was good. He somehow held it down. Sasaki came in, but just the bases loaded there.
Man.
I believe it was terrible. It was terrible because it was Glass now was in, I believe, and he came in through 2 pitches. And let me make sure I got the play right because that's right. Sasaki hit Kirk with a pitch, and that's right. It was the line out that did it. The whole thing was terrible. As you can see, everything is running together for me at this point because Game 6 and Game 7 should have just been one game altogether because it was just me in a tight ball of nerves the whole time.
Yeah.
And then finally, too, you have Dave Roberts finally making a lineup change. where he moves Mookie Betts down in the lineup, moves Will Smith up, inserts Miggy Rojas, who ends up making several defensive plays both games.
Yeah.
But yeah, then to have it bases loaded, a man at the plate, and he hits the ball, and you think it's going to be a hit. Everyone thinks it's going to be a hit. And then you got Kike Hernandez
Of all
coming
people.
in. He was way too shallow. He admitted it. He catches it and then doubles off Barger at second. And that was where my voice doesn't sound the same if you've heard me on this show before. That was the night one of me losing my voice yelling about a play. Because I thought that was it. I was like, we're going to extras again.
Yeah.
Incredible play.
And the amount of times they just got themselves out of a jam between Glasnow and Yamamoto. I mean, there was moments, it was like the bases were loaded with like no outs. And I'm like, boy, how is he going to get out of this? And they got out of it.
Yes.
So
No, it was scary. And that was Miggy had the pick at second too. That's why I was thinking of Rojas, because it was not an easy play to make at second either. And he caught the ball, and I just couldn't believe it. But
Yeah.
you're right. Everything was bases loaded, no outs. And I was like, y'all got to stop doing this to me.
Yeah. And then the grand finale.
Oh
And
my gosh.
Buddy did game 7 deliver. Dodgers win 5-4, win the series 4-3. Man, that was one for the ages.
That was tough because you got Shohei on the mound, and immediately you can kind of see everything except his fastball. He doesn't really have it, and is pretty much just hanging on for dear life through 2 innings. And I was really shocked to see him come out for the third. And I guess the Blue Jays were pretty happy about it, because then you got Bichette, who can't even walk hardly, hits a 3-run bomb.
Yep.
And the way the offense has looked, 3 runs, it might as well have been a 12-run homer, because I was like, I don't know how we're going to cobble together 3 runs. And I was just so dejected. But they kept plugging away. And it was one of those things where when it's your team and they look that bad, you're like, oh man, we can't catch a break. But if it's the other team, and Brett said this too, it was like, if you're the other team, like, man, we just can't put this team away. It turns out that's what it was, because then it was just battling. And I cannot even explain to you, in the top of the 9th, Miggy Rojas at the plate.
Of all people.
Who would have predicted such a thing? This man hits a game-tying homer, because I was just happy that we were going to get Shohei up again to try to make something happen. You know, everyone was ready to party. Miguel Rojas hits a home run. Joe Davis was on the call. He couldn't believe it.
Because he had never hit it. That was his first home run off a right-handed pitcher the entire season.
I mean, come on. That's the time you're going to do it. And thank God. Because I was looking at, that was his second postseason home run ever.
Yeah.
Just not who you would think would do it, but that's how baseball is. And at that point, then it's really time to get scared, because then you start kind of believing a little bit.
Yeah.
And hope can be dangerous. And man, I just couldn't believe to see Yamamoto warming up again.
After throwing 96 pitches in game 6.
Yeah, the day before, I was like, his arm must look like the man on TikTok who's at the barbecue shop, and he always is seeing if the meat will fall off the bone. Meat falls off the bone, he gets up and walks off. I was like, that's Yamamoto's arm right now.
Yes.
Like, it's falling off the bone. He comes in, but then it's like, who else would you rather have in that spot? Like, I was like, I'd rather lose with Yamamoto than have to worry about, again, Blake Trinan coming out there. So let's just see what happens. And then Will Smith, who is just so clutch
Yes.
to take the lead in the top of the 11th and to see all of the devastated Toronto fans.
Chef's
Oh,
kiss.
it was so beautiful. But then the difference between this game and the 18 inning game is you knew in the 18 inning game, because you're in LA, they can't beat you with a walk-off, but here they're at home. They can beat you with a walk-off. And that's the last way I want to lose a World Series.
Yeah.
And it's Yamamoto again. And again, well, first of all, we start off Vlad Guerrero Jr. leading off with a double. So that's a big problem because now you're the tying runs in scoring position. Bunt him over, pitch around Barger because he was hitting the cover off the ball too. All of them were. Clement, people who you never even pay attention to, getting hits left and right. And then you got Kirk up at the plate. And you have a little bit of hope because you know he can't beat out a ground ball because the dude,
He's built like a Shetland pony.
yes, yes, like yeah, that's about as nice as I could have said it myself.
A cherubic Shetland pony.
Yes. But then you're counting on Yamamoto, who is now into this relief, a couple innings into this relief appearance, a day after throwing all these pitches. You're counting on him being able to throw a pitch that Kirk hits on the ground. And it's hard to get a pick because that dude is already on the ground. So he's already uppercutting naturally because he's not but 5'2". He looked like Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
And he does it. It goes to Mookie. And as great as Mookie is, I was still like, oh my goodness, is this for real? And it was. Man, we didn't even talk about the Andy Pages catch earlier.
Yeah.
Where I thought that was the wrap too. And Andy Pages, who had just been inserted into the game, trucks Kike Hernandez to make this incredible catch. And Kike said he was laying on the ground, not because he was hurt, but because he thought that they lost the game. He makes that incredible play. And then there was another bases loaded play where Miguel Rojas catches the ball, stumbles, and throws out the guy at home, and he barely got him out because Will Smith lifted his foot up and had to get his foot back down. There were so many defensive plays in that game, as you can see.
Yeah.
I missed all of them, and we've had to go back. But yeah, the double play to end it, that was incredible. That's where the rest of my vocal cords went. Just a ridiculous series. I still can't believe that they did it.
You and me both. I mean, Toronto was literally like inches away.
Multiple times.
But I mean, that slide at the plate, and he ended up being out. Like I tell you, boy, baseball, October baseball, it's nothing like it.
No, that was great. Because was that the bottom of the night that happened?
Yes.
Yeah. So that was like the wherewithal to not panic and throw it home that Miguel Rojas showed. Because we saw it in the Phillies series where unfortunately they went back to the pitcher and the pitcher was like caught up in the air and he threw it home instead of throwing it first. But obviously that would not have worked for the Dodgers there. And he just gathered himself and threw it home perfectly because that dude could fly. He was inserted in for his speed. And then the Pages catch, man, it is tough to count on miracle defensive plays. I'd rather watch someone at the plate and pray for that because counting on stuff like that was just brutal and it worked out.
Yeah. And I mean, when somebody like me that has no horse in the race and to be as emotionally invested I was, especially that catch you were talking about, when he trucked Kike on the warning track, I was like, oh Lord, they're gonna lose. Whoa, he caught it. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, I couldn't
This is
believe it.
incredible.
Oh man, I couldn't believe it. I just because I don't even know how he got there. I don't even know how he got there from center. And Kike, he was trying to do like a Willie Mays thing. I don't know if that was going to work out. I'm surprised it stayed in the park. Guerrero had another hit before that that I thought was a walk-off homer. I think in the bottom of the ninth, like that Toronto team was scary.
Yeah.
And I don't know how it worked out. I don't know.
But you got your back-to-back titles, and I gotta be honest. This might be that might have been the best World Series I've ever seen. For me, at the top was the '01 World Series between the Yankees and the Diamondbacks,
Oh, that was
and then 2016 between the Cubs and the Indians. That was an epic one too, because that one also went game 7. That one also ended in extra innings. But yeah, this one takes it.
yeah,
This one takes it.
that was the best. That's probably the most exciting sporting event. There was the World Cup final. Oddly enough, it's a soccer match, but the World Cup final a couple years ago between France and Argentina, and Kylian Mbappe went nuts. But Messi and Argentina ended up winning. That was the most exciting sporting event I'd watched prior to this.
Mm-hmm.
But this here, it was just like watching a heavyweight bout where they're just giving each other like the toughest blows and they're absorbing it. And it was just like who was gonna last until the end. And I still watched the parade. Still can't believe it was the Dodgers.
Yeah. And then shout out Shohei. He's like speaking perfect English. I'm like, this guy, I love this bit. Cause like it'll be post game interviews where he's got his translator sitting next to him. He's like, man, I really don't need you. Here, here I am speaking perfect English. I
He
love
sounds
Shohei.
better than me.
Yeah, it's incredible.
No, that
But
is funny.
getting back to Yamamoto, game 2, he threw threw a complete game, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 8 strikeouts, got the win. Game 6, 6 innings, threw 96 pitches, 5 hits, 1 run, 6 strikeouts, got the win. And then to come right back and throw 2.2 innings in relief with 1 hit, no earned runs, and a strikeout, and got the win in that too. Initially I was like, they're giving 325 mil to him, but listen, it paid off. Far
It's
be it
like a
from
steal
me,
now.
far be it from me to guess anybody's moves, especially like when you're throwing that much money. Case in point, when Texas, like the offseason and after the 2022 season ended, and they threw like a $500 million at Seager and Marcus Simeon, and it paid off. I was like, they are crazy, but listen, that's why they're running the front office, and I'm not. And yeah, sometimes those calculated risks they pay off in a serious way. And Yamamoto, I tell you what, he earned every bit of that 325 mil in that series.
Agreed. It only doesn't work out for the Mets, but thankfully we don't pull for the Mets.
Good point.
No offense to Met fans, but I feel like they know it better than we know it. No, and I kind of wonder too. Do you think that Dave pulled him kind of early after 6 innings in Game 6 with the thought in mind, I might need this guy tomorrow?
I think so.
That seems to make the most sense to me in hindsight because I couldn't believe it at the time. I was like, just if this goes 18 innings, he'll just pitch all 18. I don't
Yeah.
care. But that's why Dave is Dave Roberts, and I'm sitting here very nervous watching the games. So,
But
but incredible perform. Like
yeah.
Yamamoto, aesthetically, my favorite pitcher to watch. Just even if he wasn't a Dodger, just the way he throws it, looks like he's throwing darts.
Yeah.
And a smaller guy too. I feel like pitchers are now trending to be like giants. Like Glass now should be playing power forward. He's 6'8". So to see a guy 5'10" on the mound just throwing darts and just always cool, calm, collected. I just love watching that guy. Oh,
Yeah, he's awesome. He is awesome.
yes.
So man, back to back world champions.
Whew.
Any last words?
That one was tough. I didn't even do anything, and I was scared. If Please don't do this to me again, Los Angeles Dodgers. Please. I don't have any hair. I've got the grays already coming in. If this happens again, I don't know what else I have to lose. Please, I'm very happy it worked out this time. We need relievers. We need to get rid of Blake Trinan. We need statues of Shohei and Yamamoto. And it feels good to be on top. This makes up for Gamecock football season. No, I
Hey,
don't feel bad about it. I feel good because I had to watch that. So this evens it out. I switched over from the Gamecock game to watch game 7 because I was like, hey,
smart move.
yes.
And I cannot wait to hear you and PD air your grievances out. So I'm
Oh,
looking
we got
forward to
one.
that episode.
Yes, tomorrow, Wednesday, tune in because we have a lot to say.
Man, so Brandon, again, man, super proud of your Dodgers, man. Happy for you. You again, 2 championships in 2 years, man. This there's nothing like it. So, man, where can the people find you?
Oh man, so I have, as promised, begun the revamp of the YouTube channel. So that will be the show notes with Brandon Silvers on YouTube. You can find me. And also Beyond the Arc with Brandon Silvers, wherever you listen to podcasts. You'll get all the stuff there, no matter what. I haven't released any show notes podcast episodes yet, but those are on the way. And also, if you go to the shownotes.beehive.com, I put out a weekly newsletter with all of the sporting events you need to pay attention to. Got little facts in it as well, little trivia, things I find interesting. I include a music video that I enjoy as well. And any of my other episodes, if you don't feel like subscribing, you can just get them in my newsletter. Subscribe to that. All the stuff is free. It's enjoyable stuff. I enjoy doing it. So that's it. And I just got to thank you again because you played a big role in helping me get back into baseball. So I was able to stress out. The way that I stressed out is the most exhilarating thing, to be stressed by something you have no control over. And so thank you. I mean, we got to, the River Dogs. Come on. Come on.
Hey, you need a lefty. First pitch. That's all I need. Just just one pitch. Just throw out the first pitch, and I'll leave you alone for the rest of your life. Just help a kid live out his dream, Charleston River Dogs. I'm
He
looking
is
directly
the
at you.
he is the sports mayor of Charleston. I have seen him at the Thunder exhibition game and at the College of Charleston women's season opener. And he was at the men's opener too, but I had to leave because Young Rockets' social battery was running out. But he's everywhere. He needs to be on your mound throwing out the first pitch. We've got to make this happen 2026.
Yes, couldn't agree more. Putting that out in the universe, and we're going to keep campaigning until it becomes a reality. So, Brandon, thank you so much for being a guest on, man. Again, it's always a pleasure chopping it up with you, my man.
Yes, sir. It is always a pleasure being a guest, man. I'm the only man brave enough to have me on this show.
So, thank y'all for listening. Make sure you like, download, and subscribe to At the Plate with Danny Foxworth. Tell a friend to tell a friend about the podcast. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and subscribe to Brandon's YouTube channel. You can find my channel at Danny Foxworth 843. There you can find videos of every episode of this podcast, as well as my Candle podcast, A Wicked Good Time with Danny Foxworth, Since We Last Spoke with Danny Foxworth, and Growing Up Low Country with Liz and Danny. And for Brandon and myself, it's been another episode of At the Plate. And until next time, y'all be good. 3 strikes. Go Doyers.
Yes, sir.